Okay, now for part 2. So, the JavaScript that runs that bit of code is mostly just let me just, for completeness, just show you what. When it's empty, it shows this, if you can't find what you're looking for, text. Let's see if you type something in which it can't find. There you go. Then you can phone, chat or email. Blah. Did I already say that gets loaded from that JSON file? Right, so that's been fetched already, but I fetched it again for the. It only does one actual fetch, but I reuse that JSON file again in the. If I knew how to reuse it as a variable, I probably would, but I don't. So there we go. I just asked for it again somewhere in this code. I could search for JSON, that would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it? Yeah, so here we go. So this is a built-in Angular function that when it does a HTTP get it from the same location, it will store that in as it's already stored in local storage with prefetch. It will just use it, which is wonderful. I don't know quite how it all works that out, but it does. And when it's successfully got that file, it then starts to load the data. And this is how it does it. So there's no category filter, which is what gets loaded. I'll go into that in a minute. It will, as you can see, load either just that item or all the items. This is where it's inconsistent at the moment, because if I reload this page, I get all the items, and if I've already loaded the page, then it's got this infinite scroll facility. So that needs to be fixed. It's an issue. I'll work on it. Okay, so whether we load them all or not, they're all available to us, either in the all items category or in the items. Now, items.scope is a special place, and that's where right at the bottom where I started. So that's the ng repeat function over here. Yeah, here we go. Ng repeat items in item. So that's where they get loaded from, and then I reuse that and filter it and limit it to 500 and use my own custom filter and give the class a type. So I've got this is my custom filter. Just checks for a hash in the URL, and if it does have one, then it hides the tabs and sets the category filter as the array loading in that split for every one of these. I'm hoping to in the future add whatever people click on to that array as well, so that if you then you can send that URL to somebody and have it already filtered. Right, then I'm loading it in as cat, and this doesn't actually have a value, so let's get rid of that. So here it loads in the cat, and then the categories of the cat, so cat.cat, index of, if it's got it shows it, if it in its category, it can show it, like a hotel. This one loads the type, so one is like London, so if it's got category London, then it shows. And the second filter would be whether it's a hotel or not. So London hotels gives us the London hotels. Now this print me is just a flag to say don't print me if the categories don't match the filter categories. So let me just run through that quickly. It looks through all the categories. Now this is where it pushes them into this, looks for all the categories that are loaded in that list, because this list gets fed each item that gets through this filter and pushes all of those items into here, so that we can see in the collections what collections have been shown. So it looks through each collection as long as it isn't a function, and pushes each one into the scope array if it's not already being found, hence this index of. So it looks in the current scope, see whether it's already there. If it's not already there, then it loads it. Simple. Then if somebody's clicked on a filter, then it does this, looks through each of the filter types, adds one to the print me, and then if the filter types are also in the item we're looking at, then it shows it. And that's also done for the facilities. Exactly the same logic. So it loads them and then hides, doesn't show this bit, which just has to return false for this filter. If it's not there, simple. And if it gets through all that without returning a false, then it returns true. And so it returns false. Why is it returning false otherwise? Oh yeah. So if there's no hash, it just returns false. So I'm not sure whether that's necessary. I may need to step through it and see if that line of code ever gets hit. If it doesn't, I'll delete it. Now, so that's the filter. This is the custom that loads the data. These little custom functions for load all and load more are going to be used so that if you've got the hash value, then it just loads the rest of whatever's left in the all items array and shifts them into uses the shift to take them out of that array and uses the push to push them into the items, which makes them appear on the page if there's less than 500 and it's filtered correctly. That's what we've got here. Oh yeah, that's just the Google Analytics code. So this is very important in Angular, to have a main controller where you want your variables and these to be controlled from. And this is the Jumbotron. This is where the Twitter gets the Twitter type ahead input is, and then under that we have the types, which then get hidden if you've already gone to a place, and facilities, collections, and then the items themselves. All very simple. It took me a long time to work out that I could just reuse an array, refilter it, and say whether the thing's hide and show or not, or tell me the length of things. That's been a real blessing, and it's also speeded up the code no end. Angular is really nice and fast. I'd really recommend it. So let me just run through that code, reload the page. This time it should load all of them, so these values might go up. I need to get it to reload all of them anyway. So this is just showing London hotels, which could maybe be made clearer, because like I could put London hotels in this box again. So there's the gyms, as you can see they've gone up. These are the badges, so there's only one London hotel with a cinema apparently. I'm just scrolling down to see if there's an infinite scroll on this page. Doesn't appear to be, it's good. So we can just show that one. And if I scroll, there is only one London hotel with cinema. It's this one. This also got spa break. Let's see if I'll turn it off. As you can see, it's all really nice and fast, works well. Just love Angular for that. I'd love to install this on BikeFix. Let me just bring that up. Load BikeFix. I'll just pause it while it loads. So here on BikeFix I'm using an older way of sorting these. You can select which one you want. Again, you've got these same sort of badges. So I want just the family bikes, and then it reloads the page, which can take a little while because it's on quite a slow server. Right, that's reloaded. Now I can dismiss that. Okay, so now I could say show only other things, but it's probably quicker for me just to scroll down and look through the whole list, because by the time the page is loaded, it's no fun at all. Yep, so there we have it. You see, with that version of the reload page, and if I untick that, despite it already having loaded all this information, has to do it all over again, and the responsiveness is a bit mucked up. So yeah, I'm hoping to make a Drupal module for this, so that we can have this same kind of functionality in our views, loaded from JSON data, or however it's loaded. Hopefully loaded from the page where it's already loaded. Like, so you have a page that's loaded, then you load the data in, and then you can resort it and play around with it in the browser without needing to reload the page like we've got.